Meanwhile, the UN Security Council voted to convene the General Assembly on Monday over the attack on Ukraine, despite dissent from Russia. The U.S. envoy urged Russia to tone down its dangerous rhetoric on nuclear weapons.
The Russian veto would not stop us from holding Russia accountable for invading a sovereign state, a state that dared to be a democracy. Russia vetoed Friday's resolution, but as I have said before, Russia cannot veto our voices, Russia cannot veto the Ukrainian people, and Russia cannot veto the UN Charter. Russia cannot and will not veto accountability.
And today, during this meeting, once again, we hear lies, deceit, and fakes about the indiscriminate shelling of cities, hospitals, and schools. The Russian army doesn't threaten civilians in Ukraine. There is no shelling of civilian infrastructures. A threat to Ukraine is now posed by Ukrainian nationalists who have now effectively seized as hostages the residents of Ukraine, and they are using them now as human shields.
UN Ambassador Sergei Kyslytsya was warning the Council that things just continue to escalate there, and he really was worried about the next steps that Russia would take. Obviously, we've been hearing reports that Russia has been frustrated in their advance, and also Kyslytsya told the Council that, their initial plan, their blitzkrieg failed, he says, but that failure prompted the bloody and mad Russian leadership to engage in more heavy shelling of residential areas and even areas that store hazardous materials, and it's in retaliation for Ukraine's resilience. Then the ambassador warned the Council about Russia's threat of using nuclear force.
Ukraine filed a case against the Russian Federation at the International Court of Justice, and a request for the court to issue an order of provisional measures against Russia. We will distribute this information, and very soon, if it's not already there, it will be available on the site of the court. Ukraine seeks an emergency hearing and an order by the court that Russia must cease its unlawful attack on Ukraine.